guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my April TBR. I wanted to show you all the books that I'm planning to read in the month of April. I do have quite a few books for a secret TBR that I'm planning to post in May, which is a really exciting video that I have planned. And then there's also just other books that I really want to get to next month, some bigger books in there. I do have a collab video that I'm working on with a couple of other friends. We don't have any details set in stone yet, so I don't know what book I'm reading for that yet, but it's just in the back of my mind that I will have another book added to this TBR. I just don't know yet which book I'll be reading. So I want to start with the books that I'm reading for a secret TBR, and I would love to know if y'all can guess what my secret TBR is going to be. So the first book for the secret TBR is Pretty Girls by Karin. This one is a mystery slash thriller book that it's very well known in the community. A lot of people love this book. I don't know much about it, but that's kind of how I want to go into it, because I feel like mystery slash thrillers, if you know just a little bit about the plot, I feel like it'll give too much away. I have heard that there's a lot of trigger warnings and it's very focused on trauma, and it's a very, very heavy book. So if you're looking into picking this up, I would suggest that you research this book beforehand just to make sure that it's something that you can and want to read. So this one's one of the longer ones. I have a couple really long books in this TBR, so we'll see how I do. The next book that I want to read in the month of April is Skulduggery Pleasant by Landy. I believe this is like a middle grade fantasy type of book. Yeah, I don't want to say how I got the recommendation for this book because that would kind of give away my secret TBR video, but this is a very popular like fantasy middle grade YA series in UK. So yes. The next book, again, I don't want to say where I got the recommendation from because it would completely give away my next video, which is the secret TBR for next month. But I'm going to be reading The Great Alone by Kristin. This is my first Kristin book. This is a historical fiction set in Alaska in the 1970s. Again, I don't know anything about this book, but I did pick it up, like I said, for a secret TBR video. Yes, this is going to be my first Kristin book. I've never read a book of hers before, so I'm super excited. I've heard a lot of people love this book, and I do really enjoy historical fiction when it's done well. I am really excited to read this book, and again, another really, really long book. The last book for that secret TBR, it's going to be Anxious People by Fredrik Backman. I have heard that this is a very heavy, hard-hitting type of book. I've heard a lot of people being really sad or crying on the first chapter of this book, so we'll see how I do. Again, I don't know much about it, but I do think that it does involve like a robbery, I believe. Maybe that's another book that I'm thinking about, but I have heard that this is like, yes, a bank robber, it says on here, so I am correct. But I've heard that it's really sad, but it also has humor, which is something that I think I enjoy. Like, if you saw my Libra video, I loved the book Queenie, and it's a book very heavy, centered around trauma, but it does have a lot of humor in it. Similar to like Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. Again, very hard-hitting, heavy book, but it does have a lot of humor throughout. So I'm hoping to really, really love this book. Okay, the last two books in this little TBR video are not part of secret TBRs. They're just books that I really want to get to next month. Again, keep in mind that I will be adding one more book to this TBR because I do have a secret collab type of video coming out, and we haven't really set in stone what we're reading for that, so yeah. The next book that I really want to read is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. The month of April, obviously, the TV show Shadow and Bone is coming out, which is so exciting. I read Six of Crows last month, and I gave it, yes, I can say my rating. Yes, it was just for a readathon. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I did really enjoy it. I do think that I loved the characters the most out of Six of Crows, so I'm excited to continue the series. Again, another really, really long book, but I am excited to hop back into that world, I guess, and just get to know more of the characters and just read more about Nina and Matthias, because that's where it's at for me, honestly. That's the only reason why I'm picking up this book. So, also, if you don't know what Crooked Kingdom is about, this is the second book in the Six of Crows duology, which is also part of the Grishaverse, which is the series that Leigh Bardugo wrote, which is Shadow and Bone. Sorry, I didn't say that first. The last book on this TBR is a book that my friend Cami from Borrows and Books is going to be really excited that I'm picking up. Is Kingdom of Flesh and Fire by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is, again, another sequel, and the first book in the series is From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I read that at the beginning of January. Really enjoyed it. This is kind of high fantasy / romance type of books. I really did enjoy From Blood and Ash. I give that 4 out of 5 stars. I don't know much about this book like all the other books, but I don't know much about it. I do have a lot of like Asimov vibes, like Sarah J. Maas Asimov type of vibes coming off from this book. I'm super excited to read it. I think that like From Blood and Ash, I really did enjoy it. It was very romance heavy, I feel like, for me, but I feel like in this book we're gonna get a little bit more of the politics of the world and other things. I think it touched very little, like towards the end. From Blood and Ash touched on politics of the world and all of that very directly, I think. I think this book is going to like completely cover that. Also, another huge book. Those are all the books that I'm planning to read in April. I have 4, 5, and 6 books that I want to read in April, which is pretty doable. I totally forgot that I've been choosing 2 books for the 24-hour readathon that happens at the end of each month. I have been picking 2 books for that. I don't have them here physically, but I do really want to read My Sister the Serial Killer, and I'll put a picture on the screen. And as well, I really want to read the Tea Dragon Festival for the 24-hour readathon. Both really short books that I should be able to get done during a 24-hour period. So I guess now I have 8 books in my TBR, plus 1 more that I haven't chosen yet. So yeah, I'm super excited. It should be pretty doable. I did not create a March TBR wrap-up because a lot of the books for my March TBR were part of secret TBRs that are coming out this month. I'm sure that right after this video, my next video would be my secret TBR video that I was working on really hard for a long time. Hope you stick around and watch that next. Thank you for clicking on this video and even caring about what books I want to read for the next month. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video, which is my secret TBR video. So see you then. Bye!